everybody doing? Y'all feeling all right? How y'all feel? So many emotions that you want from me at this time, right? I want to start with a story first. And I know we got to be brief, that's why I wrote that. I don't really write down speeches, but I wanted to really get out ready to say, because I know we're pressing time. But me and Paul met over 25 years ago in prison at Greenfield Correctional Facility. We became like brothers. We were raised together. And when I say raised together, I don't mean like out in the streets. I mean that we became men together. A lot of people that go to prison don't become men. Right? But I can say that a lot of these brothers in here, my comrades, my companions, we became men. And what you see is you see the fruit of children who became men inside those walls, regardless of all the obstacles that we face. Right? And me and Paul had a beef, right? And I know the black folks, y'all know what that is. From my Caucasian counterparts, we had a disagreement. Right? So me and Paul had a beef, right? And we didn't talk for months. Man, we didn't even speak to each other. We would be in the same room like we in right now. We would not even speak. We wouldn't hug each other. When you see the brothers hugging each other right now. And man, let me tell you, it was a burden on me, man. It was a burden on me, right? 'Cause I love that brother. So finally, man, Prince came home. Prince said, man, you and Shakil got to get together. Brother Willie came home. He said, man, you and Shakil got to get together. Nope. Hell with that. He ain't saying nothing to me, I ain't saying nothing to him. You know? That's how we carried it for months. And then eventually, man, we got together, right? Sat in the living room, man. He told me what his grievance was, I told him what my grievance was. And we cried.
Yes,
we held each other. Since that day, we never looked back. So, man, I love you, man. Yes, we love you. So, throughout periods of time in this journey that we call life, God has sent us many messengers. He has sent us prophets. He has sent us reformers to guide the attention to the people to do what is right. To do what is right. So what you are here witnesses today could not have been done without our Creator first. And so we got to give Him thanks. Right? But God is placed in our midst someone whom I would like to take this moment and recognize that has had the courage to do what no one in her position before her has done. This is a woman that has taken off the blindfolds and looked upon a bunch of men and women who society has discarded, locked away somewhere in the boondocks of Virginia, and in many cases thrown away the key and decided that she was going to give them a second chance. Am I calling her a prophet? Nah, she ain't there yet. But I am calling her a God saint. And so I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you, Mrs. Adrian Bennett. And giving us the opportunity to let us understand, man, that our life has meaning and that our life has purpose. right? And the doc came up here and spoke about resiliency, right? The ability to adapt to negative change, but to recover from that change as quickly as possible. And so no one really truly understands what it means to be locked away inside of a cage except those who have been there, right? And so these brothers that you see stood up when they said, have you ever been locked up, stand up? They understand exactly what I'm saying, right? We understand about waiting in line to use the microwave. We understand, like Mr. Jerry Lee said, about standing in line to take a shower. And sometimes we even have to fight over these items or over these privileges that they call that we take for granted every day. Freedom ain't free. Freedom costs. And if you want it, you better get up, stand up, be a man and take it. Right? Because that's the only way we're going to achieve it. Because once we are swept into the system, one's chances of ever being truly free are slim. We are denied meaningful legal representation, pressured by the threat of lengthy sentences into plea bargains. We are discriminated against for the rest of our lives. Yet, we still here. Right? We have been brutalized, victimized, marginalized, yet here we are still standing. We have been demoralized, demonized, and criminalized, and yet here we are steady fighting the fight. We have been discriminated against, humiliated, beat down, dragged down, held down, with a foot upon our chest with no escape. But what you see here today are men who continue to flourish despite the odds set against them. That's resiliency, right? So I want to paint a picture for y'all who have never been incarcerated. What it looks like. So I want you to take the time out and I want you to imagine living, eating, sleeping, relieving oneself, daydreaming, but mostly just waiting in a room about the size of your bathroom. Now imagine doing all those things, but mostly just waiting. For some even waiting to die. For me and those that you see among us, we don't have to imagine this. We live this for 10, for 20, for 30, for 40 years. We live like this, right? Inside of Virginia's prisons. Prisons are repositories of rage. Islands of socially acceptable hatred where worlds collide like subatomic particles seeking psychic release. Even though no longer it was once a place where one was given a steady diet of cigarettes that deprived folks of their health, it is still a place where one can get a steady diet of junk food to deprive folks of their teeth. Perpetuates a diet of perversion that deprives folks of their fertility. Promotes a diet of drug-ridden foods and mind-torturing medications that deprive folks of their sanity. Where one is intoxicated with up drugs and down drugs and all in between drugs, leaving them drunk and staggering with hopelessness that drives them to collapse in the clutches of suicide in an attempt to escape this diabolical treachery, causing them to hang themselves in search of relief, pushing them to slit their wrists, gashing their throats, cracking their skulls in desperation to try to alleviate the pain that this system inflicts, forcing folks to the edge of insanity and leaving them no choice but to jump to their death. We have seen this tragedy time and time and time again. Stretchers calling victims of this atrocity. So I ask you, why do they call it corrections? Every aspect of this process is designed to break down the human connections between the prisoners, their families, and the outside world. So how do we overcome such insurmountable odds? Why do we still flourish through tremendous trauma? Resiliency, resiliency, resiliency. What do we have to do? We got to give the streets its rights back. Where our people can walk down the street and not worry about being harassed or victimized. Where our children can play in the park without fear of being hit by a stray bullet. We have to restore hope back into our community.
That's right.
Rid our communities of liquor stores, title loan companies, petty loan lenders. They're like piranhas in our communities preying on the weak. We have to help our single mothers who are outmanned. We have to build businesses where we can hire our youth, especially our young boys, our young men that suffer from unemployment, high incarceration rates, high homicide rates. We must deliver some value to our kids to respect human life.
That's right.
Just to respect life.
That's right.
We look at our communities and we see that they don't even respect life. They would kill you because of the color of the shirt that you're wearing.
That's right.
They may kill you because of the type of tennis shoes that you're wearing. But when we look at them, can we blame them? No. Who do we blame? Ourselves. So what you see in this room today, you see men and women who was once terrorizing you in their neighborhoods. And now it's our turn to give back. This is why we ask for your support. Right? Because we know that we have to reach back and get those children and bring them up. It is a must. Because when we look in the eyes of our children, what do we see? We see the past, we see the present, and we damn sure enough see the future. So what we got to do is raise up. Right? We got to raise up and start reaching back and grabbing those. And so in closing, I just want to encourage those of you who have loved ones incarcerated, abandon judgment, and commit yourself to helping them. Thank you for your time.